If it's a burden of suicide, maybe there's someone watching online or even someone that's here in the room that said, this is my last chance. I want to just tell you tonight, I feel this very strongly, that God is the one who gives life. Let him be the one who chooses when it's time to take it. God is not finished with you. He's not finished with us. There is more for us to see. I love the line in this song that says, he heals because he loves. I think he wants to prove to us tonight his love for us by healing us. He has compassion for us tonight. Listen, I don't know if I have time to even go into all of this. My youngest son, Oxford, was 2 months old whenever he had a SIDS event, and he basically died. He stopped breathing, was unresponsive for minutes and minutes. My wife came and gave him CPR and resuscitated him, and kind of, not all the way resuscitated. He got whisked away to the hospital where they told us that he had damage on his lungs, and where they told us they didn't know about brain damage and about lasting damage, and even if he would make it through the night. But they transferred him to another hospital with specialists, and by the time we got to the other hospital, I had called everyone that I knew that was a prayer warrior, an intercessor, and I asked them to pray for my little baby boy to be healed and for God to save his life, because I knew that he was a healer. I shared this at our student conference, but in the back of my mind, I was remembering when I was 9 years old and my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I was laying in my bed crying and asking God to heal my mom. And December 12th of the year 2000, she went to be with him in heaven. That prayer wasn't answered the way that I was hoping it would be answered. I knew she was cancer-free and she was with heaven, but I wanted my mom to be here, you know. And I was thinking about that, praying for my son Oxford. The enemy loves to bring in all the evidence maybe of the past prayers that you've prayed and didn't get that same answer that you, or the exact answer that you were hoping for. But I don't know what you're praying for tonight. I don't know what it is that might have kept you from believing. This song says he's too good to not believe. I love that. We talk about all the time, things are too good to believe. It's too good to be true. The goodness and the grace and the power and the mercy of God, the love of God, is too good for us to not believe that Jesus Christ bore in his body our sickness. He bore in his body our pain. He bore in his body our iniquity. He became sin and overcame the grave so that you and I could have access to the blood of Jesus Christ, that is the most powerful agent in all of human history, in all of the world, in all of the universe. There's nothing that our God cannot do. Jesus Christ has paid the price for you and I to be healed. And so my son was whisked away to a hospital in Dallas, and by the time we got there, they took another scan of his lungs, and his lungs had improved. All the cloudiness was gone and his numbers were going up. And we stayed in the ICU for 3 days, but then we got released miraculously from the ICU, and my son is about to turn 3 years old with no lung damage, no brain damage, nothing.